The Immortal Thor, issue number 3. That's right, folks, we're back with it. Thor is going on quite the journey. He's fighting the Utgard version of himself and Loki, the old gods of the old gods. What does that mean for our almighty Thor? Who's to say? He's going through some shit right now, man. Like, he's got a lot going on. At the end of the last issue, he nearly fell into the all sleep because he's been having a bad couple of days. He got beaten up and bruised, and he was just about to lose it. And then Loki's like, what if I just became the ultimate evil? What would happen? Maybe it needs to happen. Do you trust me? And he's like, I guess. And Loki turns into the ultimate evil of Lokis. It's pretty cool. This issue really feels like an old, folklore tale. We'd be like, this is the story where Thor learned the lesson of what he needs to defeat himself and, this ultimate evil in the world. That's pretty cool. I dig it a lot. So this book opens up with Thor already fallen into the all sleep, and he dreams about falling and destruction and the evil sinister laugh of the talesmith that is the ultimate Loki. And suddenly he awakens with a full beard growing over his face, and he's on a desolate planet. There's just fungi and weird life around him. He's like, I don't know where I am. I don't know how long I've been out, but something is very strange about this place. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not normal. That is when Loki appears and they go, hey, I got something for you. Look, I got a magic staff, but I reversed the power of the staff. It is the rune Reidho. That is where they are on, right? My magic has bound you to this place, to the rune Reidho, rune of journeys, but the rune is reversed. Its meaning changed, an unwanted journey. Plans disrupted, the rune of crisis. You have to learn something there, buddy. Thor, you have to solve the riddle to figure out what it's going to be, the answer. You can't just fly away from this one. It's not going to work. So Thor tries to fly into the sky to get away. Leads him nowhere. He comes back down to find Loki. They're like, of course, that wasn't the answer. You have to find other stuff. I'll build a feast. You do what you do best, and you'll solve this. You just got to use that big helmet of yours, right? Come on, you got everything on that helmet's going to solve the day. And Thor kind of disrupts the whole feast, gets really pissed off. But Loki's like, I've told you, this is what's going to happen. I leave you with that, a flip of the rune, a toodaloo, and I leave you to solve the riddle. And Thor just lashes out intensely, just freaking blowing everything away, creating a huge crater in the planet. He's like, oh, okay, that didn't solve anything. I might be mad, but clearly there is no use to escape aside from what Loki's telling me. Loki said something about that helmet of mine. Perhaps that is the key to all of this. So Thor takes off his helmet and is like, I can summon the strength to do this, so I'm going to use the power of Mjolnir, and I'm going to melt my helmet and change its design until it becomes the head of an axe. And Thor names his helmet, his new axe, Tormund. Tormund that will, have the sharpest edge of any blade, be the new weapon he needs to seek out this fight. And he uses it to shave. And that is when Loki appears, and Loki is like, no, what are you doing? Don't. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. That. You think that's it? That's not the end of it. I saw a blade at your throat. That's not what you're supposed to do here. Come on, there's more to it. Thor gets pissed off again, tries to throw the axe at him. It doesn't work. She's like, look. If you clearly want out of this, then I guess you could end your life. It's not really a warrior's death, but I could kill you and Valhalla would be waiting for you. And I'm sure the life you've lived would lead you to Valhalla. Surely the Valkyries will catch you. It's stop with these, Loki. I don't want to do it. Okay? If we're going to have a problem here with this riddle, then you're going to help me with it. And then Thor throws Mjolnir, breaking their magical staff. And Loki's like, oh, that was kind of clever, mutually assured destruction, but it's not really a trick. This is a trick. And then the staff comes back until it's full power. That's not going to work. You have to solve this. And Loki stabs the staff into the ground, and they vanish once again. And it leads Thor to consider a new path. Maybe the right things are in my hands. And I know what is asked of me for this riddle. So Thor goes to work. If the answer is so simple of building a counter staff to the staff that has trapped me here, then I must go cut down some trees and whittle away a branch to make it into my staff and bestow it with the magic that I can use to get out of here. Which is not a dumb idea. Like, there's something about that I think that's kind of cool. Loki once again appears like, you think that's the answer? You think whittling a stupid stick's gonna save this? No, that's not what this is. This is such a stupid task you're doing. You should just give me the power of the Allfather and, like, you know, let me rule Asgard, because clearly you're too stupid to do it. That's what this should be. Okay? You idiot? And that is when Thor is like, oh, I think I solved the riddle now. I think I get what is being asked of me here. Because any Loki who wants the throne is a liar. That is not what you want. That has never been what you want. And I was trying to question, like, what is this? Clearly Loki wants me to succeed. So there is a reason for all this to work. I had to solve the riddle. The riddle is, this is a test to forge me into myself and realize where my priorities lie. For if you have to become the truest evil version of yourself, I know what you cannot be, which is somebody after the throne, meaning I can trust you in the battle to come. And it's like, okay, Thor takes his staff, he smashes it into the ground, and he emerges where him and Loki left off. They're in the same place. And since Thor was in the All-Sleep, but Loki sent him to a place where no one would find him, no one would test him. He would just become a skeleton in like a desolate planet forgotten to time where no one would matter. This was a real test. There was a test at play that had to be solved. It wasn't just his brother trying to teach him a lesson. It's like, this had to happen. You had to find this test. You had to go through this riddle, because now you realized who you have been before is not going to be enough to destroy Taranos. Like, you have to have more to you. The same way Loki became their most evil self, that is what Thor needs to become, his most pure, truest self. And if he can defeat the evilest Loki, then perhaps he can defeat the Utgard Thor, which is a really compelling thing. And Thor's like, that is a fair assumption. Still hate that you did that to me. But this is about to be an epic battle of epic scale, and we're going to need to find allies and people willing to fight with us. And I know the first person I need to collect. And I feel like this is somebody I need to get alone, because if she's to join the battle, I must speak to the goddess of thunder alone. And that is where we see he's going for Storm, baby, Aurora Monroe. And I'm like, that's a really cool idea to play with. She controls storms. Like, that is what Thor does too. Like, that's kind of a cool idea. I like we haven't really like seen that, especially in like a modern context, like those two kind of doing like an allyship in that capacity. So that's a pretty fun thing to see. That could lead to some really interesting story, and I'm sure it will. And I just had an absolute blast with this book. I really dig the artwork. It looks so clean. This is my favorite interpretation of Loki. Like, they just look so great. Every single like sequence with a Loki in it, it's just so different and perplexing and creative. I love it so much. And it's just a brutal Thor going on like a legendary journey of like finding his ultimate power by defeating the ultimate Loki through a battle of wit and realizing what's truly being told to him. It's kind of cool. It's really fun. Like, this is a good Thor story. I think Thor's been in a good place recently. There's been a lot of interesting takes for him. This one, it has like the, all right, let's get ready for the end of end, which is not uncommon for Thor. That is like what the character is about, being on the brink. So it's kind of exciting to see that presented in a cool way that I'm really enjoying, and I feel like other people are enjoying too. So that's kind of exciting. So the Immortal Thor issue number 3, I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.